I used pattern 1 for these shoes. I did not cut out the sole as I have the sole mold. I'm going to link for that in the info box below so you can see that one. Cut out 2 pieces of each of these patterns. And I'm cutting this part in a darker blue and then the other part in a lighter blue. I'm using a tiny hole punch that I made myself for these small holes in the shoes. Again, I'm going to link for that in the info box below. I took my sole mold and I filled it up with black clay, and I'm leaving the clay in the mold until I have it on my shoe. Make sure that it's all deep in there so you have all the indents and patterns on the sole. Then I take the big piece for my shoe and I'm making some sewing pattern. I do this with a tiny needle tool and I'm just dipping it into the clay to make a tiny mark. Do this on all 4 pieces for the shoes. Now take your mold of the foot, I will link for that in the info box below also, and take the mushroom shaped piece of clay and put it over the toe of the foot mold and shape it just like I'm doing here, so that the thumb on the shoe is sitting like you want it to. Now take this bigger part, and the top bow you see is going on the back side of the leg, and then just put it around the foot and stick it together with the first piece of clay. Make sure it sits like you want it. Now you take the sole that you have in the mold and you stick these 2 parts together and make sure they are really sitting together. I rolled a piece of clay into a thin white snake and I'm using this pattern part on my X-Acto knife to make a pattern in this long white strip. Cutting out a thin strip of this, and I'm going to put it around the shoe, connecting the shoe sole with the fabric thingy on top here, so that it have a nice edge around the shoe. After baking, I take them off the foot mold, and then I took some embroidery thread and I braided this thin braid. I find the middle of the braid and I put some super glue on there to make it stay connected without a knot, and I did that in both ends as well. So this way I have 2 equal sized braids with a nice end in both ends. And now all I have left to do is lace up the shoes one by one and make a tiny bow at the top of them. And I am gluing the bow in place so I don't have to make this one more time, because that was quite hard to make this tiny bow with this braid. So that's all there is to do it. I really hope you like these videos, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up or a like. Comment if there is something you don't know, and do share my videos with your friends so that I can make even more for you. And well, actually that's all I have to say and show you today, so happy crafting.